Good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Hope you're all well. Well, what a well-earned point that was at St Mary's. I thought that was one of our better performances, or probably up there with probably the best team performance of the season. Get your comments in, see what you think. But I thought when we seen the team use, we were all quite shocked at the players that were missing. And obviously, we battled well for a point, I thought. And I thought we've got to discuss it with the team tonight. We're very depleted ourselves. Unfortunately, we've got no Claudio, we've got no Miles, and we've got no Jack. So they haven't got a flu bug, so don't be worried. They're all okay, but they've got other commitments tonight for Christmas, etc. So they can't make it. But we have got a team together. We've got Vicky. Good evening, Vic. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening.
All
Good,
right.
thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome to the show. We've got Luke tonight as well. Good evening, Luke.
Good evening. I guess I'm playing WLADITT then, coming in.
Late notice, mate. Yeah, and then we've got our South Wales Supporters Club member, Steve Price. Good evening, Steve.
Hiya, Ken.
And we'll be talking a bit about the Swansea game as well. Obviously, coming up on Boxing Day. So we've all got loads to jam in. We're going to try. Hopefully, it won't be too long tonight. Vicky's on the comments, so we'll have plenty of comments coming in, I'm sure. And we're going to start. Obviously, about the team selection for Saturday's game against Southampton at St Mary's. I was down there. I only got back this afternoon. I rushed back this afternoon, came on the train. Very enjoyable weekend it was. And it did feel like a win. Vicky, good evening. It felt like a win to me. Did it feel like a win to you?
Yeah, I think I think in that type of situation, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything was against us, really. Like the starting lineup, the players that are missing, some of the decisions from the ref, the red card, and a decent Southampton side who were in good form at home, and you put all that together, and you think of like the effort put in from the players that were on the pitch, and you just think that's a credit, and I'm proud. I feel proud of the efforts that were put in by the squad yesterday, and I think that does make you feel like it's a win, doesn't it? So yeah.
Good. It was. Well, let's talk about team selection then first. With you, Vic. Obviously, we had rumours on the train going down about Thomas, Kitchen, and Sakamoto being missing. We thought it was just rumours. We didn't think any more of it until obviously when the team came out, it was actually true. What was your reaction back in Coventry when you heard all that?
It's just a worry, isn't it? You're thinking how, especially when you know. That's a Rodio's had no minutes at all this season. No. So you're thinking, well, he's going in against a difficult attack. I mean, Southampton are a decent attacking side, aren't they? And you're just thinking you've got a untested defence, and we know how that turned out against Wrexham. So you're just thinking, let's just hope we don't embarrass ourselves here, and they didn't, and that's the credit, isn't it? That I thought Lampard and Wolfie were immense, considering that one, they haven't played together, and two, they've barely had any minutes between them all season. I mean, I thought that was immense. But when you first see the lineup, you're thinking, oh dear. Because I felt confident, and actually, then I had a funny feeling. I actually felt like that Bodier could stand up to the. When you just had a good feeling. I put a thing on the group, didn't I? Saying actually, I still feel like we could win this today.
Yeah,
and in the end, it wasn't. It wasn't the players missing. It was just the crazy moment from De Silva that probably stopped us getting 3 points. Unfortunately, wasn't it?
It was, and we'll discuss that as well. It's one of them things I think that's our first sending off of the season, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, we haven't had a player sent off. I think it is, to be honest. Yeah, but we've been. I suppose we've had it against it a few times. We've played against 10 men, so we know how difficult it can be. Preston did it to us, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago, and they managed to get a point. So I thought, well, I said to my mates standing by me, I said, if they can do it, I think we can. And we did, even though it was a depleted team. But Luke, good evening, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
What was your reaction then to the team selection? Because it shocked quite a few people. Obviously, did you give us any hope? Because a few people on our train wanted to get the next train back to Coventry when they heard the team news.
I was very preoccupied on Saturday, and then obviously I've got the app, so it pinged through the starting lineup, and I went through my phone. And I was like, oh, jeez, that's made my day even worse. Yeah, I was really worried when I saw, especially Kitchen and Thomas not playing. And I thought, that's going to be. Then I saw Lampard, and I echo like what Vicky said. I oh, has he got it in him now? Because he's had too much time. But I did say it's like with him and Wolfenden. If there was ever a time to shine, that game on Saturday was it. And
that was his big chance, wasn't it, to come in and
it's the one chance you get one shot and you prove it, haven't you? So
yeah. I thought he did well. I thought him and Latty were excellent. I thought. I mean, considering the amount of game time they've played, especially Latty, who's hardly been on the pitch. Steve, let me get your reaction for the. Good evening, mate. How are you? You okay?
All great, thanks, Ken. All really good. Thanks.
Obviously, you were watching the game at home, weren't you? So, what was your reaction when you seen the team news? Because it wasn't just one player missing; it was the two centre halves, which is a major blow, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. If we've got one or two missing in different parts of the park, we're fine. But to have two centre halves missing. I got to say that the WhatsApp group South Wales Cov fans this could be embarrassing. But we were saying it's a good job we're not playing Bristol City with their big Armstrong. It was Armstrong. And we had Adam Armstrong instead, or Kiefer Moore at Wrexham. If we were coming up against someone like that, I think it wouldn't have been pretty for us. But fortunately, Adam Armstrong is the right size for Latty. And we coped really well. And so I went from despair just before the kickoff to, I think we're going to win this after half time. I think we're going to win it. We look really good. We got the better of the first half, got the goal. I think we're going to win it. And then, of course, after we send it off, it's, oh, God, this could look bad. And when we had a back five, if you look at the back five of Latabodier, Wolfenden, Brow, Bidwell, and Kessler Hayden, it looked like a Carabao Cup tie, didn't it?
Well, if you just said to if you just said to me, them players will all be playing against Southampton away, I would have thought, I don't think we're going to make anything from that game at all with them players. But it was half a reserve team, wasn't it? Really.
That's right. So down in the dumps, and it was all them after the sending off. But like you've all said, it felt like a win. It absolutely felt like a win. And I think performances like that give you a real momentum in the season. The players feel good about themselves, the fans, the whole club. I thought that was a real buzz. We came away from Preston thinking that felt like a loss. 2 points dropped. It felt like a loss. But I can imagine if you were there on Saturday, it certainly felt like a win to me.
Absolutely. Everybody around me, they were all buzzing. They were brilliant. They thought the performance was outstanding, because we didn't expect it. We didn't, we sort of half expected to get maybe beat. Might be a close game, might keep the score down a bit and just move on. It's one of them things. But the way we battled, I thought, in that first half especially, we were fantastic. Let's talk about the first half then, Vicky, and the goal came as well down our end as well, which is great. From that Manny MC, who seems to pop up at the right time, didn't he, to score them important goals.
He is good at getting a good spot in the penalty area, isn't he? He takes a good position quite often, and that's why he chips in with goals like that. You find him quite often just hanging around in the right space to sort of knock something like that in, and that's now 5 players that got 5+ goals for us already this season. Some seasons we've struggled to get 2 players to have 5+. so to have 5 on that already, and we're not even in the new year, that's another sort of great stat for this season that we're looking great on goal scorers. So
I don't know about you and everybody. I thought we restricted them really to long shots outside the box, didn't we? And that's what we did. I think that's probably what the message Lampard was saying. Because they didn't really have any clear chances. They had a couple of sort of half chances. One when I think Armstrong went through, didn't he? Put it wide. But apart from that, it didn't really trouble us. And anything they did shoot at us, Rush was there to save, wasn't he?
There were a couple of chances early on. I think for the first sort of 5-10 minutes or so, you could tell that Latabodier and Wolfenden was just probably trying to get their feet, just get used to each other, get used to like actually playing some minutes for Napoli as much as anything. And they had that little break where it ricocheted when Vidoni had it, and it ricocheted, and then it fell into the path of one of their strikers, and he ran through, and then Rushworth like saved with his legs. And that's just thinking, I'm just slightly worried about how our defence is going to cope with this. But once they'd got settled, once we'd got settled and we'd got into the game, I think that, you're right. I think that first half was us.
And we looked dangerous. We looked dangerous, when we were attacking too. Well, considering they were the home team, they weren't really putting loads of pressure on us. I thought we coped pretty well. How did you see it, Luke? The remainder of that first half, and what do you think of the goal from EMC?
Oh, I thought it was brilliant. I mean, their keeper, he's a good keeper. He made some cracking saves, and I thought one's got to go in at some point. But no, he put himself in the right spot, and it sort of went for me like in slow motion. One of them sort of up in the air and chipped it over with his head. It was good. I truly think that after about 35 minutes, I thought if we carry on playing like this and then we come out in the second half and have a real good go, I thought we could win that. I think if having not gone down to 10 men, I think we would have won that. Yeah,
I think that was the feeling from us lot in the stadium, that if we had our full squad out there and we had 11 players, obviously we could have easily come away with 3 points, because
absolutely,
that was the feeling amongst everybody, I think. But obviously the togetherness and the team spirit, if you like. The way we played, the way we battled for every ball, I thought was fantastic. Steve, how did you feel the rest of that first half and the goal from EMC? Important for us now, isn't he?
Yeah, what a fantastic cross by Torp as well.
Yeah,
it was absolutely spot on, and EMC's put it in the perfect place. It was a great goal. And I thought we were looking really good, very confident we'd go on to win that. The only worry was that Scienza, he was skinning Van Avik quite a bit, and there was a few times he ran through about 2, 3, 4 of our players. That was the only worry I had. Apart from that, they didn't create a lot. And it was all we were all really unconfident before the start. By the end of the first half, I thought 3 points again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the attitude changed in the stadium. The Cov fans, they were like, we can get something out of this, the way we're playing. And they all got behind the team. And I don't know if you noticed when we did score, De Silva ended up being sick by the side of the pitch, didn't he? I've seen a picture of it on there. We didn't notice it at the time, but on social media, he was puking up when we scored. So he's obviously still a little bit, maybe got a bit of a sickness bug still. Did anybody see that picture on social media?
I heard Milan had.
Van Avik, I heard Van Avik.
Van Avik, yeah. Sorry, Van Avik. That's what I meant. Van Avik, and he was still carrying a little bit of a bug, so he's probably not 100% fit either. But that first half for me was tremendous, and going into the second half, full of confidence we were, I think. But let's get a few. Vic, you've got a few comments coming in, haven't we? Try and keep up with all we can.
Those are comments as usual. Let's get through a few.
Yeah, go on then.
Right, so lots of highs as usual. So thanks to everybody. Hi to them. I won't go through those. Uncle Jonga says, let's bring the noise for Swansea and Ipswich over the next 2 home games. The boys are going to need the 12th man with them every step of the way. Then Salup CCFC is put. A day after, gotta say, love that game yesterday. I think that's how a lot of us feel, isn't it? Then Paul Cutterford's put, what a day yesterday. Now that's how you protect your points lead. If you can't win, don't lose. Yet again, a very poor linesman and ref, depot penalty, depot red card.
Yeah, I want to do a little chat about the penalty, because I initially thought it was a penalty from when I first seen it. And now I've seen it back, and I'm not convinced. I thought Hadji went over a little bit too easy, maybe. What's your view, Vic, on the pen?
So I initially thought it wasn't a penalty, and I thought Hadji had gone over too easy.
Yeah.
So I was the other way around, and then when I've watched it back, and I see that he gets himself just in front of the defender, who then sort of falls and takes his leg away. The more I've seen it, the more I'm leaning towards penalty. So I probably flipped. Okay. But originally, I was frustrated that I thought he'd gone down too easy, and that it wasn't a penalty.
Well, we were screaming at the ref, and the lino really was there as well. So I don't know what I thought. If the ref hasn't had a good view of it, the linesman should have. And if he had a good view of it, he should have given it. Luke, no penalty or penalty for you?
No, I don't think it was. I think he went, from what I could see, I think he went over a bit. I think he was almost like he was leaning into their defender, and obviously because he was slightly behind him, he's gone with it. I have seen him given for that. We haven't we watched any Premier League game with VAR, and they have been given. I don't know. I think it was a little bit. As much as I hate to say it, that'd have been harsh on the Southampton team. That would have been if they got a penalty from that.
Not enough in it for you to give a pen.
No, I mean we've seen some corkers over this season, so far this season, and over the years, and that don't get called, and you're like, come on, that was definite. For me, I think it was a little bit too soft.
Well, we've only had one penalty this year, Luke, so we must be due one. I think we've only had one.
We've got to be.
Steve, no, yeah.
I was a bit 50-50 on it, really. I can see why it wasn't an horrendous decision by the referee. I can see why he's not given it. There wasn't enough contact. I don't think, he hasn't dived, he's just lost his balance.
Yeah, and he does that quite regularly, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I think he was going down. I can see why the referee hasn't given it. It wasn't a bad decision like the Charlton one, which was a Stonewall penalty. He's taken Van Aken out, rugby tackled him. That wasn't an horrendous decision. I could see why the referee's not given it. So I was a bit, but I could see he did kind of land on Wright as well. But having said that, Wright was pretty much down when he landed on the back of his sort of calves. So I don't think it was a bad decision. But we've seen them given.
The fact we're all very 50-50 about it shows. I mean, the fact that no one's really. Yeah, like we all I suppose it could have been. It was,
it was down our end, and initially we all thought that's a penalty and it's a red card, surely. But obviously we haven't got the view like you've got at home. You can see the replay, and I didn't see it till afterwards, obviously. And I thought, maybe not. I was a bit, but at the time I was screaming for a penalty, definitely. But I'm not so much now. But that could have been a game changer, couldn't it? Obviously, they would have the player sent off as well, so he'd have to give a red card. If he give the pen, he's got to give a red card, doesn't he? Because it was a goal scoring opportunity. So that's a game changer. Sorry, Vic, I interrupted you with the comments.
No worries. That's so Steve Covey's put, evening guys, fantastic team performance, season defining game, 5-star performance. It just feels a bit like that, doesn't it? Because I thought, have we got it in us to defend this against, and the performance we put in just feels defining. We've shown a different side to our abilities, haven't we? So that's great. We can have a chat about that in a bit. But Gibbo Sky Blue Army's put, evening everyone. Yesterday's performance has to go down as my favourite of the season. Under the circumstances, before the game and during the game, atmosphere in the away end was brilliant. It's all you could hear on the TV as well. So that was good.
Oh, you could hear us, could you? Could you hear us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you barely heard the Southampton fans. You could hear the Sky Blue fans singing football in the library, which is always huge. Love a bit of that. Rob 58 UK's put, Brow, this song is about you. It's about you. Started at Swansea. Started at Swansea because obviously it started yesterday, didn't it? It's a good job actually that I've heard the version because the song that I thought about is a different tune, so it's a good job I've actually heard it.
First time I'd heard that song. Have you heard that song, Luke, before?
No, it's the first time. Yeah, first time I've heard that.
First time for a few of us in there, but obviously somebody had it already and they decided to sing it. So it caught on quite well, and then we obviously. How about you, Steve? You haven't heard that Brow song before?
No, but I was just glad to see him, to be honest, because saw him at Bristol Rovers in pre-season, and he looked brilliant, but he's just not had a look in at all. And I was glad to see him on the pitch. I thought he did pretty well considering he hasn't played for ages. I'm excited to see more of Brow.
Very aggressive player.
Yeah, and I think we've got a song for nearly every player now, haven't we? Which is good. Go on, Vic. Sorry.
So Cam's put, the team spirit is brilliant. The way they all went over together at the end of the game to defend Frank really sums it up. It was also funny to see White and the MC laughing so much about that as well, I thought. Away day yesterday, what it's all about, made even better by grabbing Ken for a quick chat. Did you have a chat with Cam then?
I did, yes. Yes, it was nice too. There was a few people that noticed me, actually, that came up. So it was nice.
That's always nice. It's always nice to have a chat with people, isn't it?
It is,
Glenn Watkins put De Silva is the only player to be sent off under Frank and twice.
Yeah. I think he was the last one. The player was De Silva at Luton, weren't it?
Yeah, Luton. Yeah.
Luton away. Yeah, you're right, Glenn. Yeah, that's the last player. So.
Paul Stratton's put, to a man, we were magnificent yesterday. The whole squad proved a massive result yesterday. And Ian Smalls put, psychologically, that point felt like a win. The replacements were exceptional. Do the panel feel Brow deserve a run at last? We'll talk about that now in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk that in a bit. I've got that on the list to talk about that in the team. Yeah, but cool. Carry on with some more if you want. Yeah.
So Assassins United, but Merry Christmas to all. Great battling point yesterday with a complete reserve back five by the end and down to 10 men. The fighting spirit was there for all to see. In Lampard we trust. Cool. Then Ray Carillons put grit, determination and endeavour along with Super Frank's expertise gained us that point watching from North Carolina. Brilliant.
Oh.
Liam Was has put Merry Christmas, everyone. With 11 men, we win that game. Still think we could have pushed on after the red card, but Frank made the right calls. I'm so much more confident in the squad now. Yeah. That helped us, didn't it? Because it just showed that a few players that we weren't sure about stepped up and really gave their cause some. Wayne Ghost. But Merry Christmas, everyone. Fantastic performance against Southampton. Brow looked good coming on. Hope to see him on Boxing Day. Wayne Littlewood, evening all. What a great fighting spirit yesterday. What we learned is Brow and Natty can perform. Rich Tay, credit has also got to go to Milan and Victor, who played when clearly not well. Definitely, and in the efforts that they put in, you can see how bad they looked when they went off. So that's amazing effort on their behalf. PLOL, I think that says. A bunch of tough fixtures over the next 2 months. Ipswich, Birmingham, Leicester, Norwich. 7 points from these, and we're winning the league. I actually said if we were top at New Year, we were winning the league, and as it stands, we can't get overtaken now, so we're winning the league.
We are going to be top New Year, going into the New Year, Vic. Yeah.
Graham Handley's put, do we expect Brow or Bidwell to replace De Silva? So we'll chat about that in a bit, can't we?
Yeah.
Wayne Ghost has put Wishworth easily the best keeper in the league. Should have had man of the match. No idea how he didn't get man of the match, but the Sky commentators were looking to give it to that Southampton bloke from the beginning of the game. And I
was surprised because I thought it's got to be a Cov player. I thought with everything that's gone against us, it's got to be a Cov player that gets man of the match, surely. And I was amazed when Southampton, I see him over there with the interviews. I thought it's a Southampton player. I don't know.
They were having a love in, weren't they, Luke? Did you?
Who did get it? What player got it? I can't remember.
That little Brazilian.
Scienza.
Scienza, yeah.
I did think he was the best player on the pitch, to be fair.
Yeah, he did all right, but I thought under the circumstances it might have been a Cov player.
Well, I think the man of the match is going to be the person that determines the game, and so he didn't actually do anything. If he'd have gone on and won the game for them, which he should have done, being the best player on the pitch and down to 10 men, but he didn't, did he? So Wishworth is the person that really determined the outcome of that game because of the save he pulled off, or someone like that in his defensive. So but
without a doubt, Wishworth was my man of the match.
Yeah, but right, let's have a look. Cameron DeRossi's put, we played great against Southampton apart from the sending off. Brow was good and skillful. Good Frank Lampard showed passion after the game. Don't know why the Sky Cameron to so anti-Cov. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Because you're Cov with top, everybody wants to knock you down when you
you get neck ache looking up.
PLOL's put huge props to Wolfie and Natty, massive pressure on them coming in, and they did a great job. Shall we call it there for a bit, and I can go back to some more comments in a bit?
All right, let's go on to the second half. We'll come back to you and give you a breather bit. We'll come back to you in a minute.
Yeah,
we could talk about the second half. Luke, second half. There wasn't much time into that second half when disaster struck. De Silva sliding in, at first we thought maybe harsh, but I've seen it. It's a red card to me because it's too high. It's too high, and we know what happens. It's giving the referee a decision to make, and when you go in with a tackle like that, very rarely it's not a red card these days, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I missed it because it was that soon into it. I nipped to the toilet, come back, and seen the commotion. So it really annoyed me. Well, I looked back on it and I thought it was hard to tell whether he actually meant to have his leg that high, because on some of the angles when he was sliding in, his legs were down. It looked like he'd like his leg had bounced and got up at the time, but just unfortunately at the bottom of his boot had connected with that shin, and like you say, it's I just thought that's it now. I thought they're going to really go for us now.
I did. I thought we were all looking at ourselves with our hands in on our faces, thinking, "Oh no, that's what we didn't want."
I think it was at that point I was watching. I thought what Frank does now in this next 5 minutes will determine the rest of that game. And I think he handled it well. I think he did well.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I used to really love Jake Bidwell, and I still do. I love him as a player. I just don't think he'll cut it in that team anymore. And it's just so for me, it was a little bit when he was on. I just thought, you know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, he could have stopped that header. That's first goal, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, did you agree with bringing Eccles off? You have to bring somebody's got to come off, haven't they? Where with Eccles was the unfortunate one against come off.
I'd have took Torp off because I'd have took Torp off and left Eccles on, because they think Torp's that well, is he? He's not feeling that good.
Yeah. Well, whatever it did, it worked in the end, didn't it? So we can't moan too much. Steve, what was your scene first of the sending off? How did you see it?
Well, at first, in real time, you think, well, he's gone for the ball, and it all happened very quickly, and didn't look as bad. But you see the slow mo, and he's lucky he hasn't broken his leg. It was. There's no question the referee got that absolutely right. Definite red card, and it was a shame because, like you in the ground, we all kind of felt we're going to win this. We are going to win this. We're going to get better in the second half as well. And it just totally changed the game.
Yeah, it's like as if you're in a boxing ring and somebody's just landed a punch and you've gone down. You go, "Are you going to get back up again?" That's what
the only thing that gave me hope was I thought Watford were better with 10 men against us. They outplayed us in the second half. I mean, we'd already won the game. I get that. But they outplayed us with 10 men. Preston down to 10 men. They didn't look like they were down to 10 men. But we did look like we were down to 10 men against Southampton. It was backs against the wall. But to come through it was fantastic. But, you look at the only clear-cut chance they had was the goal. And they don't score that if Bobby or Kitchen are playing. They were surrounded by midgets. Bidwell, I think, was closest. And
it came from Bidwell's end, didn't it? The cross.
Yeah, he was literally a giant amongst midgets. The Wood, wasn't it? I think scored. And I think if we've got our centre halves there, he doesn't score that, and that was the only way they ever looked like scored. The only chance they looked like scoring.
Yeah, and then that was 55 minutes when they scored, and you think, God, we've still got ages to go here. I kept looking at the clock, and what's Frank going to do now? But he made a couple of great tactical changes, Vicky, didn't he? And I thought, the players that come on did a fantastic job. He rigged the team, and I thought we coped with it really well.
Yeah, I think because the sort of first 5-10 minutes when they got their goal, you're thinking this is going to be a long 45 minutes. I think when we then jigged it around and went to a back five, I think after that we wouldn't say comfortable, but we managed to contain Southampton to sort of really just long range shots, and they didn't have anything particularly clear cut or that you wouldn't expect someone of Rushworth's ability to deal with. So I think it's a weird one because I'm with Luke. I'd have took Torp off over Eccles, and I'd have also left EMC on because I felt like he would have been the outlet. Because the trouble was we didn't really have an outlet there, and so it's pressure. Whereas I think EMC could have offered something. So I would have made those changes. The players that came on were right. I just was surprised with some of the players that went off. I would have done that slightly differently. But like we said, we got the point, and so it's all good at the end of the day. But and that's, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? That's why he's paid the big bucks for doing the job, because he got the point. Now,
yeah. A red card for you, Vic. Red card.
Oh yeah. It's just unfortunate, isn't it? You can see what he's trying to do. He thinks he can get to the ball first, and then we're obviously on the attack then. And then it gets to the Southampton player first, and he can't pull out. It looks like he's sort of sliding and just bounced off the pitch a bit, like Luke said. But I mean, he catches him shin height, and that's a red card any day, isn't it? So, I mean, I think he got a bit overexcited, thinking that he was going to get there, and it's just a bit rash and clumsy. I don't think it was. I don't think it ever looked to me that was a deliberate attempt to hurt that player.
No, he's not that. He's not that type of player.
He's not that player. It just was unfortunate and clumsy. Yeah. And I think if he'd wanted it to be deliberate, the player wouldn't have been getting up and running around a few minutes later. That, I think, so it's just unfortunate, isn't it? You just can just like keep your composure a little bit more. Like it's a shame, really.
I mean, one thing I probably was surprised he didn't do a bit earlier. I would have brought probably Hadji off and brought Sims on, because he wins a few more headers than Hadji does, I think. Especially when you're up against it, with crosses coming in the box and that stuff like that. And I'd have thought Sims would have come on a lot earlier than he did. But, I mean, he did come on eventually. Obviously, so did Jamie Allen and Braun. I mean, let's talk about Braun then and his performance. First time we've really seen him play, but he came on and did a job, didn't he, Luke? Braun?
Yeah, he did. From what I've seen of him, he's got like a very sort of. I remember when we signed him, and I did a lot of sort of research and have a look at his games, and I thought this guy's got some aggression in him. He's really. Well, it's going to be. Hopefully, it's going to be a controlled aggression. But you can see he's one of them players that whoever he's playing for at the time, he wears his heart on his sleeve and he really goes for it. And I think we've seen that yesterday. He knew he knew what was needed, and he's come on and he's done it. I think we've got a really good player in him, and I think there's good things, even better things to see in the future. But I do like his playing style. It's got that little bit of that old school aggression in it, and it's nice. He's Spaniard, isn't he? He's a Spaniard, isn't he?
Spaniard, yeah. I was trying to think he's Spaniard.
Yeah, so
he's Spaniard, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's got that fiery Spaniard in him, isn't he? A bit like, what I mean? Yeah.
And we've got a new song for him already. So that'll be interesting. We'll probably hear it at the CBS. I don't know the words myself, so don't ask me. Because I was new.
We'll need a songbook. We'll need to issue a songbook. We need to get it in the shop, with all the song. Yeah.
But I think we've nearly got a song for almost every player. I can't think of a player we haven't got a song for. But I know Bobby and Kitchen have got a joint one. So
just want to change the Torps one.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, we could do a few little tweaks here and there. Steve, how did you see that Braun performance? Because I thought he did well when he come on.
Yeah, really, really good. Like I say, I was really excited by him in pre-season, and just don't understand why he hasn't had a look in. He's really skillful, really skillful. So if he gets a bit of a run in the team or a few more substitute appearances, I think we'll see a lot from him. But what I liked about that second half was the way that Frank shored it up. We went to 5 at the back, because even though we were really good first half and I thought the better team, they still carved us open a couple of times.
Yes.
And going back to the Bristol City game, I don't care, it was a win, but I was worried when I thought about it afterwards, because we weren't clinical in front of goal, and they carved us open about 7 or 8 times at the back. So we looked really open. And the only time we haven't looked open was after that sending off, where we really shored things up, and Southampton had that one chance, and it was just lack of size. That's all it was, why we conceded.
And I thought we restricted them. They're just long range shots all the time, weren't they? Shots from outside the box, which were going wide, or Rush would easily gathering them up, and that was a great thing. Just defensively, and you always had a little bit in your back of your mind thinking, we could maybe catch them on the break here, which we're very good doing that, and a bit more luck we probably could have. The right pass at the right time, but
especially with their keeper coming out.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about that, because we were surprised. I mean, there was still a good 5 minutes to go, weren't there, or something?
Yeah.
longer than that because we had 9 minutes extra time on there. And I thought they're sending their keeper up. They were that confident they were going to score, weren't they? I thought, I hope we catch them out here because that was a crazy decision when he came up. Well, twice he came up, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So
thought,
in a league game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They must have been desperate to score, Yeah. But that could easily have gone in our favour, and the wrong ball landing at the wrong place.
Yeah,
and we were away, weren't we? We're very good at attacking teams like that in that situation. So, but overall, that second half performance I thought was outstanding, and it was well deserved in the end. Vic, shall we have a look at some more comments coming in?
Okay. 1 sec. Let's get to where I've got to. Sorry, 1 sec. You just sprung that on me then.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. No worries. So Ralph Wiggins put, "Hi folks, that performance, that team should give us great confidence for the rest of the season. I'm sure we would have been celebrating a win with 11 players." I think most of us think that, don't we? I think.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame. Faz has put that they would prefer Bidders to Brow to play for the game versus Swansea. So we'll a bit of a chat about that in a bit when we cover the Swansea game. Rob Murray's put, I can't say that player's name, so it was he, who I can't say, asking Frank for a contract in January at the end of the match. That'd be like, I wouldn't say no. Wayne goes to put, "Who was that gushing over Fellows?" I presume he means on Sky, and I think that was Andy Hinchcliffe, who just seemed to have all of the Southampton players. B. Vargos has said, "I watched the match via HBO Max from Chile. Chile, people, some Sky Blue fans around the world, isn't there? Really,
worldwide. We've got worldwide supporters. See,
great to say." Rich T's put, "The defender was very clever, fouling to Hadji on purpose. He feels it was a penalty." I think, I think the more I see it, that's the way I see it. And to start with, I really was like, that's not a penalty, but I think,
Well, look, we've seen them you see them sort of penalties given every week in the Premier League, don't you?
Well, I think it was VAR. I'm sure it would have been given. They'd have been sent over to have a look at it, wouldn't they? And they'd have given it then. So
but they normally give it on.
Yeah. Janet's put the players in the studio said it was a penalty, and they all did. That's right. She's right. Paul Shotton's put, "The ref bottled it, like they do, because if he'd given the penalty, he'd have had to give a red card, and he didn't want to do that." I wonder whether I felt a bit like the ref, because the ref seemed to be very like trying to not give anything in our favour. I thought, I wonder whether I'm not sure this isn't anything. It's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek comment, but obviously we had 2 really good results when he's refed us in the past. I wonder whether he was getting a bit worried for getting a reputation, so he went out of his way to. I
did notice he was a ref. He was a referee against QPR when we won 7-1.
And Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it?
Away at Sheffield Wednesday when we won 5-0.
So, Faz has said, "What were your thoughts on Superfrank's reaction at the game and how he went to the Southampton fans?" Those sorts of things always do my head in, because the Southampton fans are giving him a bit of jip, but at the end he just gives them a bit of jip back. And I just think, like, you've got to take that both ways. It's just part of like the emotion and the fun of football. Like, you don't want everyone to be like robots. And if you can, if they do something like offensive, or like if they'd gone over and actually started like something really aggressive, but you're just thinking like, that's not worth getting into a big deal about. That's just a bit of like something to laugh about, really. I think
if they can't take Frank doing that to them, I don't think football's for them, if I'm honest.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, is that your first day out of a football match?
To be fair, quite a few Southampton fans on social media have come out and said that, like, what's wrong with some of our fans? Like, that at the end of the day, we were giving him some jip, and he's just giving that back, and we should take that because it's just part of it. So they're not all like that. I've seen a fair few on social media going like, get a grip. So yeah.
Some of the papers are saying that Lampard's issued an apology. I haven't actually heard what he said yet for that post-match, Mehdi. But for me, he's got every right to do that, because you know, say we were hearing he was singing, you just so and so, Steven Gerrard, blah blah blah, and very uncomplimentary sort of things to him throughout the match. And he's obviously can hear it. They were the people down by the dugout, the fans down by the dugout. So we heard a little bit of it. But that's what, and obviously he's been a bit pumped up over that, and he's come on after the match, and he's all he's doing is he's putting his fist in the air like he normally does, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know.
But in his post-match, he basically just said he felt a bit emotional, in part because of obviously how we'd performed and the commitment he'd had off his playing squad. So he felt, I suppose, like a lot of us did, elated about the fact we'd managed to secure a point under really difficult circumstances. And then that compounded with the fans giving him a bit of jip, he just gave a bit of a reaction. I mean, it's just nothing, isn't it?
It's just total overreaction from the Southampton players. And I look back at the video. It's ridiculous. Everybody was getting involved. I felt sorry for the Southampton security guy. I think he fell over at one stage in the rumpus, and he was like this with his hands trying to stop people. And Adam Armstrong, fair play, he was in there trying to hold everything down as well. It was just
it falls down to jealousy, doesn't it? Because it falls down to this jealousy thing when you're playing against a team that are coasting at the top like we have with the goal difference you have. It is a little bit of jealousy, isn't it? That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I think it was frustration that they failed to beat a team of 10 men, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that's what's come out. And obviously they expected to go on and win that game, and they haven't. But that's more down to us as well, because the way we play, not some, and them as well. Obviously they're expected to win, but it's all frustration. And I don't think in 1 minute the players probably heard what they were saying to Frank Lampard on the pitch. They were too busy playing in the game. So how the players can come on and react like that without knowing the full facts, it's total overreaction for me. How did you see it, Steve? Did you see all that rumpus at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it was something and nothing, but it just shows how well connected Frank is with the club and the supporters. He's a winner. He likes to win. But that draw, he knows, felt like a win. And he could see the character that everyone had shown. And I think that'll go down as one of our best performances of the season. You can't win 7-1 every week. It's not going to go like that. That was more about character. Before the game, we had players are ill. During the game, we had a red card. Other players clearly not well. And everyone's come in and put a massive shift in. And Frank's just reflecting that. I thought it was great. I like to see a little bit of emotion and passion. And he did nothing wrong. He just shook his fist like that at the Southampton fans who'd been giving him cheer. There was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And he reflected the way I think we all felt.
Yeah, light-hearted banter. And then he came over to us at the end and he was clapping all the Cov fans and he got a brilliant round of applause at the end, as did all the players that came over. It was great, and the fans. It's nice to see a bit of passion like that on the pitch. Everybody, we all stuck up for each other, and all the Cov players were getting involved and saying, "Hold on a minute, what do you think you're playing at?" You know what I mean? And it was great, and they all, as you say, the camaraderie between them all, the squad, you could see that come out there, can't you? Even the players that were on the bench came out and they all got involved. I've seen Ben Wilson there, he was there as well, even amongst it all. So it was fantastic. So it's all about. But obviously the EFL will want a bit of money to collect, won't they, after Christmas? So they're probably going to find both teams for failing to control their players. Probably that would be the official statement, wouldn't it?
Probably. Should we do a few more comments? Roy Matthews has put, yesterday reminded me of the Mansfield away game back in League Two. Fantastic spirit from the players. Really just echoing what Steve said, I think. And if I would be like that, do you remember the Portsmouth game as well? I think in the League One season when it was 3-3.
3-3, yeah. I think we had 9 men then, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't there? Certain games, it doesn't. I mean, the sort of wins stick in your memory, don't they? So, like the QPR 7-1, they stick in your memory. But there's also games like that where you've just really had to get a result against adversity, and they do stick in your memory. And you look back and you think, actually, that was really pivotal in that season. Just for the sort of confidence, character, and sort of psychological impact as much as anything. So, I think we'll look back at the end of the season, and that's going to be a game that stands out. And Wendy's put it's one of her favourite away games of the season. I thought it was one to write off with all the players out sick, but how they stepped up and the atmosphere was amazing. That's good. Cameron DeVossi has put that either Rushworth or Latty should have had man of the match.
I agree. Yeah.
It's got to be yourselves, but there's no team in this division that's better or very average and inconsistent. If we play like the rest of the season at this level, no team will get near us. But now as well, is all to do like we did yesterday. Really, you get a point, let the other teams try and fight out, and none of them really took advantage yesterday, did they? And we just keep on just taking out to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean the weekend was brilliant because Middlesbrough lost, didn't they? So that was a fantastic result for us.
Yeah.
Which teams? But if the circumstances were the other way around, we would have gone to win that game. I think even with 10 men, if we hadn't have had all the other issues, like sort of a few players out with injury already, and then a big sickness bug, I think that's why the trouble was the 10 men was just a sort of step too far for the victory, wasn't it? Because we were already so much under the bare bones. I think definitely if we were Southampton, we'd have gone on to win that. Mark feels, even though great to see such passion, grit shown by the players. Personally, I don't think it was a penalty. Hadji needs to be much stronger. See, it's a very divided opinion on this, isn't it? So it just shows that the ref's got a difficult job, and we can't all agree whether we think it's a penalty or not.
At first, I thought definite pen. I've looked at it and I thought I've seen them. Maybe is there enough there for a penalty? I don't know, but I've seen them given. Yeah.
But that is new song from the lads on the coaches.
I think this on. I don't know.
It's an old song because I did wonder whether the old song would come back out again.
It goes something like "Love Is in the Air" sort of tune. Love is in the air. I don't know the words. I've heard it. I've just seen it online, and there's loads of lads on the coach have done this song, and there is a video going around. I don't know if it's all clean or all. I don't know. I haven't heard it, so I'd have to before we could play it on the show. We'd have to have a listen to it. So we haven't had to listen to it officially yet, but I have heard it briefly. So, but yeah, sounds good.
B Vargas, who's out now, lives in Chile. He's put that he was born in Coventry, spent his childhood there before he moved to Chile. Went to a school called St Osberg's. I don't know if anyone knows that school or even knows.
Yeah, my brother went there.
Oh, did they? Cool.
Luke, yeah, for the first 2 years. I think it was 91 to 93. My brother was there.
Okay, all right.
Right by the city centre, opposite where the Blue Bridge goes over towards. It used to be a warehouse there, didn't it? Now it's our fireworks.
Oh yeah,
just on the edge. Yeah, it's just there. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No,
cool.
Holbrooks, isn't it? Around there.
I think it's classed as Cowden.
Cowden, yeah. Yeah.
I think a few people must know because there's some chat about Mr. Kenny, the head teacher, in the chat. So I think they're having a little. So I'm just going to skip through that.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. It was nice if you have a little chat in the comments about the shared interest in Coventry. Nicholas James has put with 2 or 3 top players and the right players coming in potentially in January to complement our special lads, we will win the league. I think we're going to win the league.
Well, I'm going to ask that question.
Apparently the bridge wasn't there back in the day, so that was
no, it was a subway.
Oh, okay.
That stank of yeah.
Cameron DeVos has put, I heard a rumour that West Ham won Hadji right in January. I think we spoke a bit about that in the last show, didn't we? I mean, if they're interested or not, I can't be Doug selling them. And I saw today that apparently they're interested in the Wolves striker, and I think a Wolves striker is probably going to be jumping ship quicker than any of our strikers. So I mean, they're going to be keen to get out there, aren't they?
It all depends on Doug, doesn't he? What money he's going to spend, and has he got? Look, anybody's got to lead. You've got to have a better player coming in, haven't you? He's got to be better than what we've got. Yeah. If he's no better than what we've got, then there's no point. There's no point signing him. You've got to have better players. That's where they've got to look now. It's got to be a better player out there. If there is, then fair enough, and get enough money for him. That's fine. But he's got to be better than what we've got. That's my opinion, anyway. And I think most people agree with that. But
why would he go though? Because if it looks like West Ham might come down, you have to think about it. Am I going to go up to a Premier League team in January only to go back down, go down in in the summer and watch the team I just left go up?
Well, exactly. Exactly. The only reason he would go probably money talks, doesn't it? I suppose. Wow. Yeah. Wages wise, I don't know, but that's another discussion for another day, I suppose. But yeah, if in January. I think I still say there's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 players coming in January. I think Frank's got his list of players he wants to bring in. There may be a couple of our players going out on loan or whatever, or moving on. I don't know, but I think he's definitely going to bring in at least 2, possibly 3. But we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see, and we can discuss that another later on down the line, because it won't be far away before the transfer window opens, will it, in January? So, you know, is that it for comments, Vic, for now?
Yeah, for now, yeah. So...
Okay, right. Okay, we want to talk about the Swansea game. We'll move on to Swansea, Boxing Day. They're not having a bad season, to be honest, Swansea. They're a bit inconsistent at times, but they're normally they've been doing quite well. We'll start with Steve, because you're down there in Wales, and you've got plenty of supporters, I suppose, who support Swansea. How do they think their season? I mean, a few of your mates support Swansea. Do they think they've had a good season so far? Are they looking to...
No, not great. I mean, they lost 5 on the trot.
Yes.
And then in the last 4 games, they've won 3 out of 4.
Yes.
So that's their last 9 games. Is patchy, to say the least.
Very inconsistent, isn't it? So how do you see then Swansea, the Swansea game for us? I mean, we're at home, so obviously we're playing well at home. We haven't lost yet at home. We drew, but we haven't lost. So we've got a fantastic record. So I suppose they're not looking forward to coming to CBS, are they?
No, definitely not. I mean, I'm always conscious that we've been really disappointing against the Welsh teams, and that's horrible for us down here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't got Cardiff anymore, but yeah, we haven't got a good record against Swansea. I know we got the 2-0 win away from home last season with Thomas Asante's goal from the halfway, and that's that voodoo. But we haven't got a good record at home against Swansea. But I think they're struggling. I mean, those 5 losses on the trot told you that they were playing decent teams, but when they're up against a decent team, they get beat. And the Welsh derby against Wrexham on Friday, and they were all over Wrexham, really. The stats were heavily in their favour. But if you've seen the goals, they're all stubby deflections.
I did. I watched a bit of the game. Yeah.
Rubbish. Yeah. So we were thinking, I thought I had a bit of an inferiority complex before the Southampton game, because I thought, these are big boys here. We've got, second string centre halves, and we came through it and we looked good. And then you think, well, who do we fear in this league? There's only one team anyone fears, and that's us. I wouldn't want to be Swansea coming to that CBS on Boxing Day. I really wouldn't, because if we've got, players back from illness, and players 100% from illness, I can't see anything but a Cov win. And we've won 7 games at home. Yeah. That's absolutely brilliant. And I just can't see any other results, even though normally I'm really worried when we play Swansea, because we traditionally we haven't
got a great record against them, have we?
No.
But we have beat them, but we haven't got a great record. This is probably on paper. I mean, I think we've got a much better team than they have anyway. But of course, that depends on the team we put out, doesn't it? And whether everybody's going to be fit or not. We don't know who's going to be back. We don't know who's still ill. We don't know who's still got flu, and etc. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll get a prediction off you in a bit. Anyway, we'll go to Vic. Vic, how do you think the Swansea game Boxing Day? Because you think we're going to win the league? We're top on Boxing Day. We're going to win the league, aren't we? Surely. Yeah,
we're at the top of New Year. If we're top on New Year's Day, we're going to win the league.
Day,
yeah. So
so we're playing Charlton. Then we play Charlton. We've got to beat them, and then we win the leagues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Swansea's difficult, isn't it? And it's difficult to predict because we have such a weird record against them. I mean, it was just a couple of seasons ago, wasn't it, when we were like 3-1 up, and then we managed to contrive to throw away that victory. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, on paper, which obviously is just not what the game is played on, but we should be winning that game. I mean, we've got a good record at home. I think we're one of the very few teams left in the country now. I think there's only about 3 teams in the whole country that haven't, in any league, that are still unbeaten at home. So we've got that in our favour. We've got so much in our favour, and with so much the better team. But you just there's this weird thing in the back of your mind, thinking, "Oh, Swansea, they're just going to somehow do us again." I mean, I'm hoping for the win. I think we should get the win. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, that's a 3-3 draw, and we should have won that one as well. So it's just never.
Yeah, and as I said, as Steve said, they're very inconsistent. They've won a few lately, but they did go and lose.
It's like Steve said, though, they are winning against the teams that you'd expect them to be, and as soon as they come up against any decent opposition, they're losing. I mean, you look back through their last 10-15 games, anyone decent they've lost to, and they're beating teams that you think that should be really. So, so we should be winning that on any sort of stats at all, really.
Okay, give me a prediction for that game then.
Well, I've said this for a few games now, and it hasn't happened for a while because we've gone a bit like goal shots. So I'm going to go 3-1 again because it's about time we start banging a few shots. So 3-1 Carl. Okay,
I'm going to write these down so I'm giving them to Jack. 3-1 Carl, Vicky. Yeah. Okay, Luke, how do you see the game going against Boxing Day against Swansea?
Well, I think our goals have started to dry up a little bit, haven't they, in certain games? But I think we're due a big one. I think we're going to go for it might be 3-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. However, I agree with Vicky about this whole New Year's Day thing. When you look at the games we've got Ipswich on the 29th, and they're the ones that are knocking the door in third place. I was having a conversation with my cousin this afternoon, and I'd love us to win, top of the league, finish in first place. But at the end of the day, let's face it, second place goes automatically as well. So me, I've got one eye on top, but I've also got that other eye on third place, 11 points behind. Ipswich 11 points behind. So it depends on what they do Boxing Day. They've got to then come to us. I think if we can beat Swansea and beat Ipswich, I think we're in really good stand. But I think we are due another big win. I'm saying to say 3-0.
You go 3-0. You're pretty confident. So you should be. Steve, what was your prediction then for that game? You had time to think about the score.
Like Vicky, I've been saying it for a few weeks. I said it before Bristol. I think 3-1. I think we score goals, but I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. Apart from that second half against Southampton, I know we didn't keep a clean sheet, but we did actually shore things up. But we have looked a little bit open at the back, even in games that we dominate. So 3-1, I've been saying for a number of games now. I agree with Vicky. But, the other stat that they were showing a lot on Sky, in the last 17 seasons, the team at the top of the table at this stage have gone automatic promotion 15 times. And the only times, I think we're 2 times, in other words, where that hasn't happened. I think one was Sheffield United because they were like a point ahead of Burnley and Leeds, so it was a close affair. And they just happened to be, we're 6 points clear and 11 points clear of Ipswich. So, history's on our side here. I agree with Luke. I think the next 2 games are massive, especially the Ipswich game. If we win that, it's downhill because we've got, in the second half of the season, we've got the 3 relegated sides from the Premier League at home. We've got our nemesis, Preston, at home. So the second half of the season looks, a lot easier, if you like, than the first half. And I can see us going on similar runs of, 6 wins on a trot, 5 wins on a trot. I can see us doing that again because I don't think we've hit 100% yet.
No.
And look out, everyone, when we do.
Well, I always got the impression we could go up a gear if we needed to. Sometimes we haven't.
We haven't seen the best of Radoni. He's coming back, and when he hits top form, and you've got people like Torp and Van Avik, that clearly under the weather at the moment.
Asante back.
Was Sakamoto flu as well?
I believe so, although that wasn't. I haven't heard confirmed, but I believe that was flu as well. So there's obviously a bug going around the club. And they've all called it maybe some of them worse than others, So, but hopefully, a few of them will be back back for Boxing Day. De Silva can have a rest. He'll be delighted. He can have Christmas at home with his family. He's got a 3-game ban, so he won't be back now till the Birmingham game, won't it? Next time he's available, I believe. So, it'll be interesting. But I'm going to go for. I think I agree with you, Steve. I think we are due a big win. I think we're going to get back on the goal fest again. So I'm going to go for 4-1 win. Cov.
Ooh.
Yes, 4-1. Yeah, I know. Put us all in a good mood for the festive season, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'm going to go for 4-1. I think we can, get our shooting boots on again. We'll be all right. But obviously, we want to try and get players back as well if we can. We don't want any more absentees. That's the big problem. We haven't got a big squad, as you know. We've got to get to January. We ain't got long to go now to January. So if we can sort of edge along to January and still pick up points, I'll be delighted, So hopefully we can get another 3 points on Boxing Day. What I was going to speak to you about, the team for Boxing Day then, Vic. I mean, how well Latty and the Wolf did at the back and Braun did. I mean, if everybody's available, do you bring everybody back? What do you do?
Yeah, you got to have it. I mean, it's no criticism on the job that like Lampard or Wolfie did, but if people are fit, you're picking your strongest 11 all the time, aren't you? And your strongest 11 is Bobby and Kitchen, isn't it? So that's what you're offered to do. It's just one of those unfortunate things. In football, there'll be certain players that know that they're more fringe players and they can step up as best they can when they get the opportunity. But yeah, I mean, if the whole squad is okay, if they've all recovered and you're picking from your best 11, it's going to be more like the Bristol City game again, isn't it? Because that was virtually our best starting 11. That's the sort of team you're looking for. But obviously, we don't know who's going to be better, who might pick it up between now and Boxing Day, and so. I mean, it's going to be difficult to predict, isn't it? I think we're just going to have to wait and see who. Yeah,
who would you bring in for De Silva then? Because we've got to make one change, haven't we? At least.
Yeah, I'm torn on that one. I think because Bidwell and Brow offer different things. I think I'd be inclined to start with Bidwell and then bring Brow on as the sort.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's probably what I would do.
All right, interesting. Luke, where would you go with the team selection? Bring back your strongest players, and then who would you put in for De Silva?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with Vicky. If they're fitting well, then get them back in. That's that goal from Southampton yesterday, like Vicky said earlier. With Thomas and Kitchen in the defence, that probably wouldn't have gone in. But it's all hindsight now. I would play Brow over Bidwell. Like I've said before, I love Bidwell. I've loved him since he came to the club, but I think his legs are a little bit. And one thing that frustrates me sometimes about Bidwell, you'll watch him track back with a player from at least the halfway line, and they'll get to the edge of our box, and he still hasn't put a tackle in. And you think, is it because now his legs are a little bit, and he's scared if he goes in for a tackle, and they skin him and go around him, he's not going to catch back up. I don't know. So I think I would go with maybe Brow, start him, see how he's getting on. If nothing improves, bring. Bidwell on for the last 25 minutes or something.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, where do you sit on the team selection? Swansea?
Oh, definitely Brow for me. I really like the look of him in pre-season. I definitely bring in Brow. It's just who else is going to be available. The centre halves are both okay. They walk straight back into the team for me. No question about that.
Has the Wolf not done enough for you to get a place in the team?
No, I mean I thought we saw a different Wolfenden on Saturday, because when he's come on, it's been to make up a 5 generally, and so he's very much been the kind of junior partner. Whereas on Saturday he was the leader, and he looked good in that role. In fairness, I was very impressed with Wolfenden. But if Bobby and Liam Kitchen are fit, they just walk straight back for me. And hopefully, if Sakamoto is fit,
that's a player we do. That's a player we do miss, isn't it, Sakamoto?
That's right. I would then put Radoni where Eccles played and Eccles on the bench.
Yeah. Although he's done well, hasn't he, Eccles?
His shooting this season, you can tell how much work has gone into it. His shooting is way, way better outside the box. Typical Frank Lampard-esque almost, He's really come on this year, Josh. Really has.
All right. I'm just going to ask you all a question. Next 3 games before, obviously, going into the new year. Swansea, Ipswich, Charlton. How many points would you say we're going to get from them, Steve?
I don't think we have to be at our best to beat Swansea. I think we can be below par, and I think we can win that. I think the same for Charlton. I don't think we have to be that close, anywhere near our best. Yeah. I think we do have to be very, very good to beat Ipswich. Just to underplay it a bit, I'm saying 7, but it wouldn't surprise me if we beat Ipswich and get 9, but 7 for me.
Well, I'll be happy with 7, to be honest, over the festive season, because it's always a difficult time of year, isn't it, to pick points up. The games are so close together, aren't they? You haven't really hardly got time for a rest, and the next game's on. Luke, well, how many points would you say out of them 3?
It's interesting you say about a difficult time, because we all know they're athletes, they're footballers, but we all know it's Christmas and New Year. Yeah. Especially with Swansea on Boxing Day. I don't like going into work on Boxing Day, let alone travelling, across the country to come and run around on a pitch in the freezing cold. But I think we'll get 9 points. I think, like exactly what Steve said, we don't have to play our best against Swansea and Charlton, but I think we're really going to turn up against Ipswich. Yeah. There's something. They beat us. Wow. They're not so long back. I think if they'd have beat us like that at the beginning of the season, but I think there's going to be this sort of, right, let's have you then. You want to come back here? We'll show you how to play football then. I thought
the Ipswich game was never, ever a 3-0 game. We were always in that game. We had a bit of bad luck. Things didn't go for us. They should clearly have had a player sent off for 2 bookable offences, and it never happened. And it just one of them things which didn't happen. And but I thought, performance-wise, we didn't do too bad. Even though we lost 3-0. So
I think going on Southampton, going on that game yesterday, I think we're capable of getting 9 points, and the bonus of it is one of them's against a team that's sitting in 3rd.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very important. Although 2 at home, 1 away, Charlton away. It's always difficult away games, but as you say, Southampton, go to Southampton and get a point. There's no reason why we can't go to Charlton and get 3. Definitely, without a doubt.
Didn't we have an away game? Was it not last season or the season before on New Year's Day? I think we played really poorly. Everyone's gone. They've all been out on the pop, haven't they, on New Year's Eve? I hope Frank's a bit more strict.
Well, I hope he is. I think he'll have to be. With this flu bug going around, I think he'll have to be. Tell him to stay in. No going out celebrating. Vicky, how many would you say out of them?
Well, I'm going to say 9 because Miles asked on Thursday what I thought about the next 5 games. Yes. And I said 13. I said, would we get a draw on Saturday? So I said that was a point. And I said we were going to get 4 wins in a row. So obviously that's going to be 9 points over the next 3 games. I think pretty much like the guys have just said, I think that we've got enough to beat Swansea. I think the game against Ipswich and the way it panned out, I think we're going to be like the players are going to be really up for that. There's a bit of an edge to that now, isn't there? Which just makes it interesting.
Right,
I wish there was more than enough for Charlton. No disrespect to them, but so I mean that's again, it comes down to the fact that if we want to go up automatically, we have to be. There's no reason to believe that we can't beat any team on our day because we are good enough. And so if we turn up, I mean the complication at the moment is this sickness bug, isn't it? Because it's who will be fit to play. But as long as that sort of calms down a bit, hopefully the players will have a nice time to rest now between now and Boxing Day. So if they're starting to recover, there's no reason why we can't have another sort of 90.3 game run. So that's what I'm going for.
It shocks me that we can't control this flu thing. During COVID, we was all told to stay 2 meters apart. And I know it's going to go around. It does go around. They are quite close together, but I'm just shocked that it's going around so easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Not obviously, a few people I know have got a flu bug as well. So, people at my work as well have been off. So it's going around. It's pretty bad at the minute. So obviously, it's easily catchable as well. So especially with the players, I suppose, being close, and they're sort of training together every day. They're on a coach and travelling here, there, and everywhere. They're all in a confined space, aren't they? So it's easy to catch. Have we got some more comments, Vic? And then we can.
We have, some more comments. So people are pretty confident about the Swansea game. There's a sort of 3-1. SBA Matt's put 3-1. There's a few 4-0s and things like that. Better read this comment from Claudio as he's bothered to comment out.
Oh, hello, Claudio.
So Claudio's put no excuses. Swansea will be 15. Haven't beaten them at home since 1981, but in fairness, we've hardly played them because they were in Division 3 or 4, and he reckons it's going to be 4-0 to Cov. So he's confident. So there's lots of,
we've never said that all season. 4-0.
Yeah, there's Rich T said 4-0 as well. Nicholas James has said we drew a big win. B Vargas has put 2-0. So yeah, I mean there's confident that we're going to win this and that there's going to be a few goals. Well, actually, apart from the Englishman, who's a bit more reserved about this because he's put 1-0 or 1-1, he can't decide.
Okay. Fair enough.
Then we've put then we've got James Wilkins has put Merry Christmas everyone. The performance yesterday showed how you win the league. The team stayed together and didn't panic when we went down to 10 men. Yeah. And did Claudio go yesterday? Claudio did not go yesterday, so that's why we managed to get a result, James.
Absolutely. There was only me and Jack at the game yesterday out of the team, so that's probably why we got something out of it. There's no chance we'd have got anything out of that if Claudio was there.
That's it. There's a lot of positivity for Brow as well, to be fair. So Cameron De Rossi, SBA Matt, Gabs to the right ground, they'd all go for Brow first. So that's the sort of popular choice as well in the comment that they'd all go for
Okay.
Cameron De Rossi's put with Ipswich it will be at home and hopefully Cov fans will back the player throughout the game. We are the 13th
man.
And then there's a bit of chat about players to bring in. I don't know what you think about this one, guys. So a few people have said, do we think we've missed a trick in bringing in Bamford? What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Well, I noticed he scored for Sheffield United, didn't he, yesterday? Yeah. But there was obviously a reason. There's all sorts of rumours why he didn't sign. There was a contract there, and Doug pulled it at the last minute, and all this. I don't know. You don't want to believe. He wanted X amount of money, 35k, I believe, been quoted. Well, that would be too much for Doug to pay. So there's no way he's going to pay that. I don't know. What do you think? I think probably Frank's got someone lined up. Luke?
Yeah, maybe Frank's seen something in him as well, something that he's not quite keen on. We have to trust Frank. He's played in a very, very jowled, well-oiled machine that have won trophies, under Mourinho. So we have to trust that sort of that trust in him. But I think Bamford to me, he seems like a little bit too much of a prima donna, and that's not what you want. You start throwing him into the engine, and that's it. It starts going, problems start happening, and I think it might have dislodged Haji Wright a little bit. I mean, I know there was rumours that said, well, Haji Wright said if he's coming in, I'm going. And
there's also
not true, but don't upset the machine, strengthened. You know what I mean? But I don't think we need strong players, but we don't need some sort of prima donna.
Yeah. Steve, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bamford's a proven striker, and would have been great to have had him. But Doug's no mug. He's a sensible businessman, and I think he knows you've got to speculate to accumulate. And we're really close now. We're in a fantastic position. 2 or 3 special players coming in, and that's enough. That'll see us over the line. And that we know what the money's like in the Premier League. I think Doug will bring someone in. Something wasn't right about the Bamford situation.
Yeah,
I think it was on Doug's side more than Frank's, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But we trust the process.
Yeah, I think you've got to. I think you've got to trust Doug. He's done a great job up to now. He's got difficult decisions to make, obviously, and well, the proof will be in January when because he's got to back Frank. Frank will have players lined up, and I'm sure Doug will put his hand in his pocket and spend a bit of his money that he's generating.
The other thing is, if you look at it from a player's point of view, we're attractive. You know, if you're coming to us, you're coming to top of the league, team that's likely to be in the Premier League next year. We're a really attractive proposition, playing great football, scoring 50 goals in 21 games, wasn't it, or whatever it was. You know, we're attractive, so you could see why players would come here now.
And they've got a great chance of going up playing in Premier League football. They're going to want that, aren't they? Yeah. So rather than sitting in their reserves or on the bench or whatever team they're playing for, they want a bit of success. So yeah, I quite agree. Hopefully, I think Doug will back Frank. I think the players coming in. For me, I'm not too bothered about Bamford because I think there's better players out there. As I said before, there's better players than him, I think, available, and I think Frank will have some lined up. So yeah. So I think
Luke's right as well. For me, Luke's right there. I think that for me, he just seemed like a little bit of a prima donna. Like he knows he's played in the Premier League, and I'm not sure he fits the team spirit within our camp. And you don't want any player that's going to throw that off. That's really important. I think that's worth points over a season. Just the fact that like that showed yesterday, didn't it? Those players are playing through like sickness and all sorts to grind out a result for each other and the team, and that's what you need. And I mean, the trouble is, it's just unfortunate because Bamford hit a few goals and in a few games after we sort of didn't take him up. But I'll be interested to see come the end of the season how many he's actually achieved and how fit he stays, because he's been injury prone for years now. So come the end of the season, when we're promoted and he's just maybe scored a couple more goals, will we be bothered? And I just think that there's better options out there for the limited spaces in our squad. So it is what it is.
We want someone that can go up with us and be good up there, because like I say, he's got his age and his injuries. He's not going to be cut for the Premier League anymore. Not another season time.
Well, that's right. I mean, you obviously, if we do go up, which we hope we do, Frank will have to look at the squad completely, and there's going to be changes, isn't there? There's going to have to bring quite a lot of different faces in and different players in different positions, because we're going to be playing against a better quality team. So there will be changes, you know, and there will be players coming and going, and not going to please everybody. But that's the difficult decisions managers have got to make, aren't they? You know, that's what they're paid to do. And hopefully, you know, it will all work out well for us. Right, let me just go a few of any of the business bits and bobs. Coach travel provider, ccftravel.co.uk for all your away travel. Big travel. Got some nice, comfortable coaches. I've been on them on a few occasions for the away games, so highly recommended. And home parking is big parking, coventryparking.co.uk for your parking needs, home and away. If you go onto the website there, they'll give you a list of games available and prices, etc. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Anybody that's listening or watching for the first time, maybe, or you haven't done it, why not? Why haven't you done it? So please do it. You know, it didn't cost you anything. Just like and subscribe. It all helps us have the channel out fantastically. And over the Christmas period, these are our main show dates. If you want to put them in your diary, 7:30 p.m. kickoffs with us, of course. Sunday the 14th, obviously the 18th, the 21st, 28th, and 2nd of January. They're all 7:30 ones. And then we've also got the after show dates there from the Bristol game, Southampton, Swansea, Ipswich and Charlton. They're all listed on there. The times that will be going on there. There is no show after the Swansea game, by the way, as it says on there, because I'm sure we will be finishing off our turkey dinners, which if we've got any turkey left, we'll be finishing off on Boxing Day, so we won't have time to come on, unfortunately. No, we'll be busy doing other bits and bobs. So there is no show on Boxing Day, but we will be back on obviously the Ipswich game 9:30. Remember, it's a 6 o'clock kickoff, the Ipswich home game, so we'll be on the air at 9:30 for the after show views. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Any more comments, Vicky, before we wrap up?
Well, we've had a nice positive one from Nicholas James that we can always rely on, can't we? So should we do that one, and then let's just. So Nicholas James has put.
Oh, the long one.
He's good for a nice long positive comment. So he's put, our lads gave and do always give 110% for the club, and for us, the fans, we have something that most clubs in the league don't have, unless they show that the depth of togetherness and determination there is within the club to make this a very special season indeed. We get promoted 25 years after being relegated from the top flight. Our City won't ever have seen the scenes that we're going to have this May. So, that's something to look forward to.
Okay, there is this. I've got to put this up, by the way, as well. There is a charity event going on there. These two lads are doing a sponsored walk from Millwall to the CBS Arena in January, all to raise money for Elisa. I'm sure if you go online, there's a load of ways you can donate to that charity. So we'll give you a bit more detail near the time, but that's happening in January. So the club, I think, have arranged as well, or in the process of arranging a meeting point when they turn up at the CBS Arena. So that's all for a great cause. So dig deep for that one. Okay, that's about it. We're going to try and finish it. I just want to show you this. A Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year to you all, everybody, all listeners and all the team out there. This is all from Scarberry Fans TV. We've had a great year, and hopefully it will end in success. And we've all got our fingers crossed for that. And just to remind everybody, we are top of the tree at Christmas, as you can see. We haven't found out yet, as you can see Frank pumping his fist there in the air, as he does.
I didn't see that. I thought,
Brilliant.
So there you go. Let's hope we're top of the tree at the end of the season as well. Be all good. So yeah, what's the plans for the? Are you home for Christmas then, Vicky?
No, away for a couple of days.
You're away having Christmas dinner away, are you? At Coventry. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Luke, are you at home or away?
Well, it's weird because I live in Birmingham, but I'll be actually home because I'm going to my mum's who lives in Coventry. So I'll be away, but I'll be back home. Yeah, I'm going to my mum's for Christmas Day dinner.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. And Steve, are you at home in Wales or are you away in England?
Yeah, home in Wales. I've had a hip replacement 6 weeks ago.
Yes. How's it coming along? Because I heard about that.
Brilliant. So I went away to Preston and home to Bristol City on crutches. I was saying to Vicky, I've lost the crutches now, so I'm coming up for the Ipswich game, and I'll be able to walk from Christ the King to Dillon's, hopefully.
Oh, that'd be good then. Oh, that'd be good. So you're looking forward to Christmas. It's always an exciting time for the football over Christmas because as that man, I say, all I've said before, them loads of games played very close to each other, aren't there? And you get 3 points here, 3 points. You can, before you know it, we could be like miles ahead. You never know if we keep winning. You know, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Keep to win.
Can't wait.
So, but there you go. All right then. Well, we're going to wrap it up, and we've all got plenty of things to do over Christmas. We're all very busy. Yeah, wrap some presents, and hopefully our depleted squad will be back over the festive season. I'm sure you'll see them. But I just want to thank Vicky for coming on. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for doing the messages and comments, etc. Thank you, Luke.
Welcome.
And thank you, Steve.
Thanks for having me on.
No problem, anytime. And obviously, a Merry Christmas to you all, and to all our listeners and watchers out there. And hopefully, we can outgun the Swans on Boxing Day and stay up at the top of the league, and obviously go more points clear if we can. Those next 3 games, obviously against Ipswich and Charlton, are going to be important as well. But our home form's been brilliant, and hopefully we can continue that into the new year, into 2026. And I'm just going to leave you with all of a very Merry Christmas. Hope you all enjoy your Christmas turkey, and a big play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Good night.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.